Hi, I'm Rick Yount, founder and executive director of Warrior Canine Connection. As a licensed social worker of many, many years and a certified service dog trainer, it was wonderful to be able to merge those skill sets and experiences to create this program model where we use the training of the dogs for mental health purposes. Although my title is the executive director, the dogs don't really seem to care. And that's the beauty of dogs, you might say. The dogs are the level field for everyone involved. And they don't care who you think you are, how many letters you have behind your name, what your rank is, what branch you served in, how big you are, or how cool you think you are. The dogs are just incredible at giving just immediate and honest feedback. And I think that's what makes them so terrific at helping us humans.
I'm John Brick, and I'm retired from the United States Air Force after 30 years at the rank of colonel. Well, first coming into the WCC experience myself, I've worked with different dogs of all sizes, dogs of all colors, dogs of all temperaments, and I've just had a blast. And about 2 months ago, I was introduced to Dole. I guess it was probably the fourth or fifth week I worked with him, and Sarah contacted me and said, hey, we've got another interview for you to fill out. I went, all right, fine. So they sent it over, and I filled out 4 or 5 pages and sent it back. And so she calls up and she goes, hey, I've got like 8 or 9 people on the line. And she says, we only have one question. All right, how would you like to be matched with Dole? Yeah, I would like to be matched with Dole. So here's this dog who we've been working together for a few weeks, a couple hours at a time. And because of WCC and because of puppy parents, I mean, he's already anticipating things that I didn't know I needed. And it's making life a lot better in one day. And I can't imagine what it's going to be like as it goes on. At home, I just was sitting there, and sometimes I just kind of roll my thumbs when I'm a little frustrated or like getting perturbed at something, and he instantly picked up on it. I didn't even know I was doing it. The first time I did it at home in front of him, he pops my hands apart with his nose, hello, and okay, now I have to pet Dole. I want to change my life to adapt to the things around me in a better way, and Dole is able to help me do that. Dole does that by his temperament. Dole does it by his attitude, all kinds of great ways.
So in 2008, I had the opportunity to pilot this idea that I had at the Palo Alto VA inpatient PTSD program. Shortly after starting the pilot, several congressional visitors arrived and were intrigued by the dogs and what they were seeing in the program. When they asked several of the veteran participants how the program was impacting their recovery, one of the participants, who was an active duty Marine drill instructor, shared with us all that through the training of the dog, he had learned an incredible amount of patience. He'd also learned how to communicate with a praise voice to reinforce the behavior of the dog that he was training. He shared that he had taken that skill set home and started applying it to his 3-year-old son. He also informed us that prior to participating in the program, his wife had filed papers to divorce him because of the way he was treating their 3-year-old son. He was being too harsh and couldn't turn off what he did at work as a Marine Corps drill instructor. He shared that by learning to use praise and to be patient through the dog training, he credited that with saving his marriage. He said it really taught him how to reconnect with his son on a 3-year-old level. That was incredibly powerful to hear for all of us. At that point, the congressional staff asked us if we could help draft language to introduce legislation to expand this program idea around the VA. That legislative language that we helped draft eventually became the PAWS for Veterans Therapy Act.
It's not one service dog for one veteran. It's one service dog taking care of 60, 70, 80 different patients that really, truly makes a difference.
The significance of the PAWS for Veterans Therapy Act is that it empowers one dog to impact the lives of dozens of veterans by having so many veterans involved in training that one dog. Of course, after the dog is trained, the dog will be given to a veteran who needs that dog's assistance. This law is it's a symbiotic approach where you're really accomplishing two things at the same time. Veterans with post-traumatic stress are gaining incredible mental health benefits from training the dogs, and of course the veterans who receive the dogs are going to have much more fulfilled, independent lives as a result of the efforts of their battle buddies.
I met Dana through MBTR, and I'm told by everyone here that she sort of picked me versus me picking her. I am starting to do things that I used to do that I haven't done in a long time, not just because of COVID, but because of how I was feeling. I leave the house. That's the biggest one. I leave the house, which I didn't do a lot of. So I don't go anywhere without her. I don't leave her. The coffee shop I now go to, they all know her and love her. And she's just become an integral part of everything I do. If I'm sitting there and none of my stress cues are going or anything like that, she will see someone across the way who's sitting there in the same group, who's doing one of my stress cues or one of their own. Somebody who's just perhaps sitting there with their hands in their face. She's on it. I would just tell anybody who believes they qualify or believes that a dog like this would be helpful in their lives to get over what stigma's in their head maybe, or whatever concern they might have, that it's the right thing. It's the right thing.
So how great is it that during the 2 years that it took to train that dog before it was placed with that one veteran, dozens of veterans who are struggling with psychological injuries in VA hospitals will have the opportunity to learn how to help train that dog and gain these important skills that will help them in their transition back to the home front.
Part of my road to recovery, or what I've struggled with a lot, is emotional detachment. I'm already experiencing emotional connections with Darby, and she's bringing me that type of happiness, especially around my family, and incorporating my family into that is going to be just that much more beneficial for like growing that emotional connection back with my family.
Another important aspect of the PAWS for Veterans Therapy Act is that it requires the VA to collect data on the efficacy of this program model. Our hopes is that this program model will become an evidence-based standard of care based on that data that's collected. We know this is working. We've seen it for 13 years now. You know, it's great to have the VA on board and formally studying the efforts that we've been putting forth for the last 13 years. Having veterans learning how to teach the dog that when the dumpster door slams, it's a great thing. We have to teach our dogs to accept noises and crowds and everything they might experience in the real world. And for veterans who are struggling with triggers of noises and crowds, this is a great way to have those veterans, as they focus on the training of that dog for their brother in arms, their responsibility is to help teach that dog that the world is a safe place. And the only way that they can be successful in doing that is they have to challenge their own intrusive thoughts that it's otherwise. You know, there are so many ways that we've discovered how the training of these dogs can be used to mitigate a myriad of symptoms of post-traumatic stress. You know, there are so many lessons learned, and I'm very hopeful that we can share those lessons learned as the PAWS for Veterans Therapy Act is implemented across the country.